I saw this little stewardess while returning my work iPad after the flight. I was just teasing her, I'm short of a crew. You know, you're in a kebaya, but why didn't you report for my flight or any of my crew friends' flight? We are short of crew. And she just mentioned, thank you for bringing my dad back home. And when I look at the father, he said, I was actually your passenger on your flight. Thank you for bringing me back to them. Yeah. So, and that feeling was, wow, I just had only a small role. There are people that are doing a lot of works behind, but I'm proud to be part of the team for that flight. Something different was to preempt that we'll be back. We have to be back. And I just tell them, think about what you like to have for your supper tonight, not tomorrow. But something that I will tell my crew at the start, it's going to be just regular passengers. Slightly more emotional, maybe for some. Maybe they'll have a full of anxiety. But the main thing that we want to target was to let them have a good rest during the flight. What we did was just a normal receiving of passengers, but the flow was quite smooth. I think passengers were all excited, and some of them actually told us, we are home. We are home, and we are heading home. Yeah. Although it's just a simple line, I think the amount of trust that they have, seeing that Singapore Airlines is coming to pick them up and back home. One main thing that they told us was, I'm looking forward in meeting my family right after we touched down. First thing I did was I called my mom because I didn't tell my parents that I was activated for the flight. I didn't want to have extra feeling of, my elderly parents are waiting for me back home and being worried. So I told them only the next day. Yeah, and typical auntie will say, "Ayo," but she mentioned this on the second sentence was, "Thank you for bringing them back." I saw in the Channel 8 news, they were hugging, they were kissing, and there were young kids. And she said, "You mean the young kids are actually on your flights?" I said, "Yes." I think I had about 6 or 8 infants on the flight and little ones. And we had one was dancing in business class after his nap. And the mom said, he hasn't slept for longest time, like for two weeks plus, not a peaceful sleep. So this was the longest stretch, 4 hours rest that he had on board the flight. Yeah. And thinking of that, I think it's worthwhile.
I'm the chief pilot of the 350 fleet. So when we knew of this mission that was that we were going to launch this repatriation flight, I actually asked the rest of my team and the rest of the management pilots in flight operations who operate the 350 who would want to volunteer for this flight. There was an overwhelming response from my team and the rest of the management pilots and said that they were willing and able to do the flight. Me being as the chief pilot, I thought it was important for me to lead this flight in because, the rest of my team, they are also willing. And I feel that there was purpose in this mission. I think there was a sense of accomplishment. And I also felt that it was a great demonstration of the things that we can achieve when we work as a team. As pilots, we always have contingency plans for everything that we do. We were operating to a station that isn't SIA destination. We had to ensure that we buffered more time getting the passengers on board the aircraft, getting their bags. We also brought our fellow engineers on board this flight because this is not our normal station. So we brought an engineering team. We brought the flight spares, additional flight spares in case the aircraft had any technical issues. We wanted to be able to fix the aircraft there and get our flight back home to Singapore as quickly as possible. I wouldn't say that it was a difficult flight. I think for all the operations or for all the flights that we operate, the safety and security of our passengers, of our crew, is always paramount. I would say that this would be one of the most memorable flight thus far because of the significance of what we did. For me, coming home is always important. To be with loved ones, to be with family again, I think that's very important. So the feeling of coming back home is always good. When I came home, obviously my kids were very happy to see me. My middle child, my elder daughter, the one that was a bit more emotional, so she was very happy. She came back and she gave me a hug. The youngest one, who's 8, actually prepared a little paper hut for me and said, "Welcome home, Papa." So that was very nice as well.